This is my Vin Diesel impression. Back off.
Don't know how many times I've been crossed off the list and left for dead. So this ain't nothing new.
Hello world! I'm John Maffio, also known as MaffmanJones. This is MaffmanJones Movie Reviews, and today's featured film is Riddick, which is the third film in the supposed trilogy following Pitch Black and Chronicles of Riddick, and this one stars Vin Diesel himself, Katie Sackhoff, Dave Bautista, and some other people. The premise takes place supposedly within the continuity of the first two films, and speaking of those movies, probably would be a good idea if you watch them, because in the beginning of this film, there are flashes to a scene with Karl Urban, and I'm pretty sure Karl Urban wasn't in this movie. He was in Chronicles of Riddick. So there's something definitely going on there. And in this movie, he's stranded on a planet. He's alone, and it's basically the Charles Darwinism going on here, where it's man versus world. And along the way, he encounters a group of bounty hunters because he has a warrant for his death. And then there's also aliens and gore and death and cheesiness and stuff. So going into this movie, I had mild expectations, and I came out being not surprised. Essentially, I got what I wanted out of it. It's essentially a cheesy B movie. And it's one of those movies you would probably see on the Sci-Fi Channel or a cable. Like if you were switching around to HBO or Cinemax and this was on, this is one of those movies where you would keep on the channel because you would probably become invested in the story just a little bit because it's like 2 o'clock in the morning and you have nothing else to do. And that is by no means a criticism. That's actually a compliment because for what it is, it succeeds on the levels of what it's trying to be. What actually surprised me about Riddick is the way it was executed with story and characters, because it's marketed to be like this B-horror movie, which it is in a way, but it's a bunch of movies in one because the pacing is actually considerably slow than you might expect. And for the most part, a lot of it is just Vin Diesel running around trying to survive on this planet by himself. And it's, it's a slow burn, and it builds up, and you get to know about the characters along the way. If you don't know Vin Diesel, you have to learn about his character. And then when all the bounty hunters show up, like Katie Sackhoff, Dave Pizza, and that one Nathan Drake guy, if Nathan Drake was an asshole, like a legitimate asshole, and not just a likable, charismatic guy. The film gives and allows you time to become invested in the story, the world, and the characters, and then shit doesn't go down until, like, basically the last half of the movie. And it's actually, the way it's executed, it wasn't fast-paced at all throughout the entire movie. There's some cool action sequences. The movie's very practical, which is awesome because it just further sets you into this world and it makes it believable. Now, however, having said that Riddick is being executed as like a B movie with horror elements, some components aren't executed all that well. And in my opinion, one of the aspects is the humor. And I understand that the humor isn't supposed to be the best humor, and it's just trying to lighten the mood because the situation is dire, what's going on in the actual film. But the humor was just very tasteless, it was uninspired, and a lot of it left me with a cringeworthy feeling in my brain where I was just like, oh, that's really what you wanted to say? Well, you shouldn't have said anything at all. Not that anybody here expected a great screenplay, right? Right? Oh, you did? Well, get out of my class! But, what do you expect from a movie like this? Do you expect, like, Social Network written dialogue where it's just like, oh my god, look at this, it's like it should win an Oscar? No. It was made to be one of those movies where, you're going to check it out on TV and most likely enjoy yourself. And what I got out of this movie was what I expected. It's a fun, cheesy movie with cool effects, a lot of practicality, characters that you can actually get behind. Katie Sackhoff, shout out to this most know, she plays a certified badass chick in this movie. And you really believe her. You believe her. And you believe a lot of the characters, most of them anyway. Vin Diesel feels very invested in the role as Riddick, and you could feel his character. I didn't see Vin Diesel. I saw Vin Diesel, but I saw the character too. I didn't just see, it's just Vin Diesel in a Halloween costume. But it's worth checking out if you like Riddick, if you like Vin Diesel, and if you're just looking for something just to have, a little 2 hours of fun. And I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 stars. It's a full-course Applebee's meal. Eat up that burger, baby, or those mozzarella sticks, whatever pleases your dick. But, of course, my question to you guys is, what do you think of Riddick? And if you've seen the first 2 installments of this cultural phenomenon, did you like those? And which one's your favorite? If you enjoyed this review of Riddick, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and check out the Facebook, Twitter, and Wheel of Film links in the info box. I'm John Maffio, aka MaffmanJones, and judging by this movie, I think Dave Bautista will make a great Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy. Even though I have no knowledge at all of Drax. I read the first 2 comics of Guardians of the Galaxy, but I mean that's not enough to know about the character. But I mean, he seems like a fine character choice. Okay, I'm rambling now. Peace out.